Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Ms. Abbott moves in on a vulnerable Tucker, and spoiler discovers Jordan is alive. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At the ranch, Victor is startled when Cole pops up, interrupting his trip with a tray. Newman is annoyed when he asks a series of questions and wonders who the tray is for. Ding the cloche. Victor says they are Brussels sprouts for the horses. That seems pretty fancy to Cole. Victor doesn't want to waste them and loves to feed the horses on his own. He prompts him to cut to the chase. Sitting down, Cole admits he suspects he's hiding something. Victor thinks this is a strange way of showing appreciation. He's on the way to becoming an unwelcome guest on his estate. Cole says he just wants to make sure his daughter is safe. After eating a sprout, Victor declares they want the same thing and dismisses him. Cole is even more suspicious. Victor sends him away anyway. In the dungeon, Jordan rants to the air about the stench of Brussels sprouts and how Victor knew they would make her want to vomit. Collapsing the bars, she wonders how this has happened to her. Victor comes in as she's finishing her bottle of vodka. He's brought her some fresh sprouts and is not impressed she didn't finish the ones from yesterday. Throwing some at her, he declares that he is the one who decides when and what she eats. Chelsea arrives at Adam's penthouse. They are both hoping their son is getting better if he requested another video call. She expects the worst, but he tries to be more positive about this and suggests Connor could be getting stronger. They sit down on the couch and call him. He immediately hangs up on them, leaving them baffled. When they call back, he explains they called too soon. It was 9:13 and that's bad. His parents apologize for jumping the gun and ask how things are going. Not great, he admits. He doesn't really want to talk about it, but they want to help. Connor explains that he started having bad thoughts in therapy about how everyone would be better off without him. The OCD tells him this is true. He just wishes he was normal and a better son. His parents tell him his OCD is lying and none of this is his fault. His mom declares that nothing he could do or say would make them love him less. Connor decides this call is making things worse and abruptly ends it. Adam calls the facility and they agree to keep a closer eye on Connor to make sure he's alright. Chelsea thanks him. Their son is suffering and it's gripping her heart out. Neither of them will give up on him, but Adam worries that he's getting worse. She doesn't see an alternative. Sitting back on the couch, Adam tells her she should spend some time with Billy, because being there with him will just drag her down. She explains that Billy is away. Besides, she feels like she's constantly unloading on him. Thus he bombards Sally with every issue Connor has. He tries not to. Reminding him that they are together in this, she tells him they need to reassure each other. They go through a family album and remember how things have changed. Adam wonders what moment changed everything. In the past, they could always make their son feel better and keep the monsters away. She says they have to pray he can fight them off. But he will always have their help. In the athletic club dining room, Audra takes break from eating her croissant and tells Nate that he has confirmed that he has interest in her as more than a friend now that the Tucker ship has sailed. Tucker wanders in. He walks over and asks if this very public morning after performance is for his benefit. She tells him he's embarrassing himself. When the waiter comes by, Tucker asks him to take the strawberries back and pour chocolate on them. Audra gloats that she had a glorious night and he can't ruin it. Ms. Abbott watches from across the room as Tucker assumes this is all evidence of why Audra didn't accept his proposal. Whatever she felt for him was clearly conditional. First sight of trouble, she cut and ran. First sight, she asks in disbelief. She tells Tucker he can think whatever he wants. He thought he could force her into marriage, but what about what she wants? Before she and Nate can leave, Mikal makes it clear that her career at Glissade is now over. When Tucker is left alone, Ms. Abbott walks over and asks him to come with her. She takes him down to the jazz club. He's really not in the mood and urges her to go home. She suggests they take a walk together and adds they are both crazy when they fall in love. When he tries to leave again, she reminds him no one will be in there for hours and urges him to take a seat and relax. One of the alters in her head worries that she's going to kill McCall right now. She slips behind the bar and grabs a bottle of wine, and tells him to loosen up when he complains it's a bit early. Goading him about Audra, she tells him how sorry she feels for him. As she downs a glass of wine, Belle tells her to remember people saw her going down there with him. Tucker gets pensive and stares as she tells him he will soon feel no pain. Tucker doesn't think either of them need a drink. When Ms. Abbott's phone dings, she sees she's had calls from Tracy and Alan. He asks if her friend is still around and she claims he's returned to Paris and left her with a clean bill of mental health. Tucker looks skeptical and asks if the shrink gave her any suggestions. She thinks McCall's digging to see if there is something between her and the doctor. Taking another drink, she says he wanted something romantic but that felt off to her. He laughs. She reminds her ex they were going to conquer the world together. She believed in that and wants it back. Tucker tells her to focus on her own well-being. He has other things to focus on. Dismissing Audra as a girl, she declares that she is a woman and his perfect partner. If he comes with her, she can show him how much she loves him. McCall accuses her of constantly pulling this and then pushing him away. When she reminds him they have gone through the fire together, she insists she wants a real life with him. Audra and Nate go to Chancellor Park. He found it interesting she allowed Tucker to think they spent the night together when they didn't. She thinks Tucker deserved that. Besides, she enjoyed their night and how easy it was. He thinks bullies like Tucker deserve to be put in their place. Audra warns that he will be on the revenge list now. But she knows his playbook well and plans to stay one step ahead of him. Sitting on a bench, she wonders why she kept thinking she could change him. She reminds Nate he has work. He still has some spare time and asks if Tucker was serious about cutting her out of Glissade. She asks if he's offering her old job at Chancellor Winters. He can't imagine Devin, Lily, or Jill going along with that idea. Audra can appreciate she's pretty toxic right now and admits she's not sure what's next. She needs to consider things before she makes a move. Nate thinks Tucker will realize he needs her. This time it feels different. I think it's finally time to say goodbye, she suggests. Nate wants to be there for her with whatever she needs. She wonders why. It's not like she's been a great friend. He tells her it's a new day with new beginnings. Smiling, Audra remembers trying to bring out his bad side and realizes she wanted the good side all along. In the ranch basement, Victor tells Jordan she hasn't been doing there long enough to pay for what she did to his wife and family. She begs him to let her out of there. She is willing to do anything. Rubbing what she did to Nikki in her face, she agrees to beg and grovel to his wife to get out of there. When she reiterates that she will do anything, Victor pops another sprout in his mouth and tells her how much he loves to see her grovel. After he walks off, she bellows about how sorry she is. When Victor sneaks out through the hidden passage and down the hall, Cole spots him. He creeps in and goes down the stairs. He's shocked to see Jordan unconscious in the cell.